Did you, hold on, Exulansic, I need you to blink twice if you are there against your will. Did you, oh, hold on, I think Utah may have kidnapped her. Holy shit, this is bad. Somebody call the authorities. All right, for those who have been here a while, you may recognize a little name known as Exulansic. Who remembers that? We just watched her debate, a little bit of my debate with her a minute ago in the stream, wherein I proved that I completely blew her ass out of the water. Many people are saying this. She's an insufferable turf. She's a moron. And I should mention, she wrote a couple of Substacks about me here from Exulansic. I'm not paying for her Substack to read this. Alec Gunter, puberty blocker debate person, attacks my appearance and makes your mom jokes in futile attempt to cope. Alec Gunter made a response video to my response video on puberty blocker debate. Now, for those who don't have the context, she reacted to the debate, taking certain chunks out to make herself look good, right? She edited like 5 videos reacting to the debate because she definitely won and she needs to ensure that people know that she won. And she has to explain why she won because it's not really apparent from the original video that she won. Because she didn't. Because she's a idiot. I digress. It's exactly what you'd expect from a man who's long since forgotten how grass feels. That one stung. Alec is just hitting the vending machine to make the soda come out. But the soda is a lie, and I will not pretend he made a good argument, blah, blah, blah. Who knows what's next? Yes, they're coping very hard. Although she hit me with the grass thing. I need to touch more grass. That part's true. Anyway, she made a video with this chick called Trans Widow Ute Hagen. I don't know. I don't know who this person is or why she's talking to Exulansic, but they're talking about cross-dressing, and I'm sure it will be very knowledgeable, very smart, and just the best. It'll be a good time. So let's take a look at what these two rascals, these two rapscallions have to say.
Hello, Uta Hagen here, and
Uta.
My guest, who's visiting me, is Exulansic.
Yo,
Spending the weekend
what's up, girl? It's
together,
been a minute.
Talking about everything.
How you been? Terrible, I hope.
Enjoying each other so much. It's just such an honor for me. And I asked Exulansic if we could do a short interview on the topic of the fallacies of cross-dressing.
Fallacies.
So,
I think you mean phallic.
I wanted to ask you about this period in your early adulthood when you were dressing in a sort of decidedly not feminine way. Is that a good description of it? Because I don't know if you consider it cross-dressing.
I just felt like I was dressing.
Wait, sorry, I was reading chat. Consider what is cross-dressing?
Not feminine way. Is that a good description of it? Because I don't know if you consider it cross-dressing.
Okay, so when women dress in a way that's not feminine, is that what they said? Yeah, okay, so she's saying that, like, Exulansic's not cross-dressing because she's wearing masculine clothes, which, by the way, is cross-dressing. Most women today cross-dress by the standards of, like, 1940. Okay, that's just a fact.
I just felt like I was dressing as I felt comfortable. So I was wearing differently cut clothes. Had to style my hair differently.
Okay, and you, like, your hair was short?
Yeah, I was buzzed for a while.
Oh, buzzed?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was both buzzed, and then for a while I had buzzed
that is short.
With bangs. I'm not sure why I thought that it was kind of like a forehead mustache.
Okay. like there's even people.
Oh no, she went full Alexander Louise Armstrong. Oh no.
Pieces of this that I would just ask, do you think that there was something about...
Wait, Utah calls herself a trans widow because her then husband left her because they were brainwashed by their therapist to believe they're transsexual? Oh, wow. I thought that meant that she was a trans person who was a widow. Oh, that's abhorrent. That's disgusting. That is foul. Wow, I hate this lady. Wow, you. You, Utah. You're a horrible piece of shit. You.
The
disgusting.
Thrill and the sort of...
Look at these two abhorrent, ugly pieces of shit. Jesus. How does that room smell? Christ.
Radical moment when you got your hair buzzed off.
I do think that buzzing your hair is a good bucket list item for a woman to go through. It was very freeing.
Spit it out, girl. Come on, let's go.
I feel like I didn't need to.
What's the problem?
Aha.
Think about it.
Right. And actually,
she was so willing to, like, she was very well spoken, I thought, when she talked to me about, canceling trans kids. What happened? Come on, speak up, lady.
In terms of
let's go.
What I want to cover here regarding
she looks uncomfortable.
What I call the fallacies of cross-dressing is this idea that there's this big liberation because it's a break from the past. And
hold on, is she being kidnapped? Is that what's going on here? Hold on, Exulansic, I need you to blink twice if you are there against your will. Hold on, I think Utah may have kidnapped her. Holy shit, this is bad. Somebody call the authorities. Don't call the authorities. I'm sure she's fine.
I think
but that's what it looks like.
What we hear from detransitioners, both male and female, is that they come to a point where it's very constraining.
Stench of turfy farts? That's impossible. They sniff all the stench from their own farts, so you can't get any. And
it's exhausting to do this cross-dressing and be focusing constantly on this.
Effectively, that makes TERFs the one type of woman that does not fart.
Presentation.
Effectively.
Of being.
Because you don't smell it, so therefore it's not there, right?
In the opposite sex.
It definitely got to a point where I stopped caring so much. And it seemed like more of a distraction than something that I needed to be doing. It's a crutch.
It's a crutch.
It's a crutch that people pick up when they're
right.
struggling in their life for some reason.
A crutch.
Yeah. And
a lot of the time, anyway.
Right. And so you talk about transitioning in all of its ways as placebo effect.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
I was just wondering,
Yeah, I remember that.
If you could.
Which is entirely stupid. You have to have the brain of a troglodyte to believe that, because it can't be placebo. Okay, if you understand anything about like medicine, if you've taken like basic medicine courses or know anything, you know that body image is huge for somebody's mental health. Okay, you just learned that. I learned that in nursing school. Okay, you will learn that. Body image is very important. So if you look in the mirror and you don't like how your body looks, you're going to have mental health problems. I am having some mental health problems right now because I look in the mirror and I don't like how my body looks because I haven't worked out this last year. And usually I looked shredded. But right now I look like a little bit of a blob. Not that bad. It's really not objectively that bad, but I've been having some struggles with it, okay? It's fine. But my point in bringing that up is because I need to get across to you guys that, how you look affects your mental health. It does. There's no getting around that. And so if you're growing up in the wrong sex, what that means for you, if you're a trans, imagine this. Imagine if you are like a 12, okay, so I need you guys to picture this. Imagine you're assigned female at birth. And you turn like 9 or 10 years old, right? The average age of puberty beginning for a young girl. And suddenly you notice that you're starting to grow facial hair. Just a little bit, right? Some peach fuzz. You're starting to get smelly armpits. Your breasts aren't growing in, right? Your jaw is getting more square by the day. And every day that goes, and some of you don't have to imagine this, by the way. Every day that goes by, it gets worse. A cis girl, right? Imagine this happening to a cis girl, if you will. What do you think that's going to do to her mental health? What do you think her friends are going to say at school? Like, how do you think this is going to affect her entire life if she grows up and ends up looking like a man even though she was born a cis woman? That's hell. That's hell, man. Think about that. So if you are a trans woman who's been dealing with that since that young age and you've been denied care, that's what happens to them. And that sucks. It's not placebo, you Exulansic. You want kids to die. Christ.
Expound on that a little bit, because sometimes when I think that,
as I said, I hate both of these people. They're terrible.
When the general public or someone who is many years away from taking Psych 101 or something, they have forgotten. Sorry,
one last rant. I also want to say that Exulansic, you had the opportunity to experiment with these things, okay? To see if this was right for you. You had that, and you want to pull the ladder out from under you. Stupid bitch.
What is a placebo? Take
the opportunities that you had away from kids.
Things to change your body could be a placebo.
Anything that you are doing with the intention that it's going to treat you or help you in some way is a placebo.
Yeah.
And then the opposite is nocebo, which is something
that harms you
because you expect it
I can't
to
hear
harm
you,
but not for any other reason.
I see. And what I feel is that people are operating on a lack of information, and that if you do anything.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit high, and I can't get over how much I hate her.
Social transitioning through up to very radical treatments like surgeries, that it is damaging, and you haven't been informed of the actual risks. And
the
other piece of it that I do wonder about too is rebellion. Sort of.
There's so much informing of risks for these things that it's excessive. It's to a fault. Okay? It's very simple. You explain what these drugs do to the patient and their family, and then you have them sign a form and you begin therapy. That's all you have to do. Okay? They want again, remember, TERFs want the government just like conservatives do. TERFs are not different from conservatives. They're on their side 90% of the time, okay? Abortion might be like the one exception, but even then I've seen more and more TERFs turning against that. Point being, 95% of the time, TERFs are on the conservative side. They want the government in charge of your healthcare, okay? That's what they want. So they're also just fundamentally against doctors and healthcare.
It kind of goes along with the idea that you are liberating yourself from something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm turning this up.
And there's some rebellion. Do you have any thoughts about that as far as, what you've observed with others or anything with your own experience?
I do think that especially when you're young, there's a lot of angst surrounding being the adult form that you've been expecting to become. And,
look at me when you talk.
What other people expect of you. And so there is an element.
If you're going to spew bullshit, the least you can do is show us your eyes.
Away and taking control by saying I'm going to flout what I imagine are your expectations of me, which I think a lot of people confuse with somehow actually knowing what other people's expectations are of you. And then
I'm sorry, I'm barely even listening to her because her voice is just noise to me.
I imagine are your expectations of me. Which I think a lot of people confuse with somehow actually knowing what other people's expectations are of you, and then you get back into the autism thing, where the question is, were your expectations of other people's expectations actually the same thing as other people's expectations?
Is she reading?
Or were you just wrong because you were young? Was your model simple?
She's reading! She's reading, isn't she? Look at her eyes. Watch.
Were your expectations of other people's expectations actually the same thing as other people's expectations? Or
it looks like she's moving them back and forth. Is she reading? Okay.
Because you were young. Was your model simple?
Right.
Because you were young.
Right.
I don't think that's that big of a deal, but I just it's so inauthentic. You know what I mean? Like, just talk to people. Talk, man. Just talk.
I think this very oversimplified model is being pushed within, the schools.
She's doing it
on children. This gross oversimplification of what our identity is. And then I also was thinking about
hold on, the only people oversimplifying what our identity is conservatives. They're like, no, you are woman, you are nurse, you are teacher, you are home caretaker, you are a pregnant person and mother, you are women's bathroom, you wear a dress, that's. And then you are, and then even worse, in my opinion, is, well, not worse, but, just as bad. You are man, you do job, you do heavy lifting, you do big boy thing, you do the swear, and you do no feelings, masculine, mad, angry, rage, right? That's their version of gender, so they oversimplify it.
Concept of novelty.
Grug.
So I would imagine that there's a novelty, for...
a buzzword.
A male to be putting on
that means
a dress.
Nothing.
And there's a novelty.
Yeah, of course it's a novelty. It's going to be a novelty if you've never been allowed to wear a dress, okay? Also, by the way, I want to point out, Exulanzic was real big on just let him wear the damn dress, okay? That was one of Exulanzic's lines. So if she's going to sit here now and say that men should not be allowed to wear dresses, then either she flipped her position or she's being a hypocrite.
For a female to put on clothes that...
Not a hypocrite, sorry. Inconsistent. She's lying.
That she has decided are going to make her appear male. Mm-hmm. I wore jeans and flannel shirts, and I thought I was kind of cute and sexy in a female way wearing these things, and so...
Oh, no, sorry. They're trying to debunk that, when women wear men's, quote-unquote, men's clothes, it's cross-dressing, which is Like, it is. Yeah, flannel shirt, lesbian, every time.
This is something that I don't understand. I mean, I think that for men who cross-dress and put on frilly
they're doing it
dresses
sexually
and stuff, that it's, you know, it's...
Go ahead, say it, yeah.
Pretty blatant. But then, you know, women wear pants. Women wear plaid shirts. Women wear button-down
What's not
shirts.
blatant
Women
about
wear...
that? Wait, what's not blatant about that? Sorry, I thought they were going to go a different direction. But, like, what's not blatant about about women wearing men's clothes? You're not wearing a dress. What if you don't put on makeup that day? Oh, sorry, that's a woman thing to put on makeup. That's blatant. Why are you not wearing makeup? Everybody can see that shit. You cut your hair short, that's blatantly being the opposite sex. It's only blatant because they deem it so.
Men's wear style clothes that are designed for women. Mm-hmm. And so...
No, I mean, there's an art to it where you're trying to not just wear the opposite sex's clothes, but the idea is that you're making changes and you're choosing things in order to mimic the proportions and be aware of what are the actual physical proportion differences between males and females and how can we mess around with that. So like a lot.
Okay, I don't think she's actually reading, but it would make more sense to me if she were, because she's muttering all of her words, and I maybe it's just because I'm high. I am well and truly high now, but like maybe it's just because of that. But like I can't, for some reason, I can't wrap my head around what she's saying. Like it's her voice or her, like I don't know. And she rambles too. Same, thank you.
And be aware of what are the actual physical proportion differences between males and females and how can we mess around with that. So like a lot of the men that I would
Hold on. Actual physical proportion differences between males and females and how we can mess around with that.
So like a lot of the men that I would be friends with and trying to who wanted to look more feminine in their presentation in some way.
Okay.
They would, like, for instance, they would avoid strappy dresses because they thought that and then people would be able to see that their shoulders are bigger. But actually, generally, if you have larger shoulders, the strappy dresses downplay it. It doesn't emphasize it. So
what?
That's just one trick.
There are people making money on this. I'm sure.
What?
Oh yeah, no. If I were a bit more craven, I could probably make a living doing this because I'm quite good at styling people.
Yeah,
to look like what they're not.
So she just said that, okay, so they're just talking about like the art of wearing the opposite sex's clothing if you're a man. What does this have to do? Okay, so wait, behavioral analysis. Okay, I don't know.
Of course, the novelty and the shock factor and the feeling of being liberated and rebelling can sort of, I imagine, be...
You know what's liberating? Being able to wear whatever the fuck you want. If you're told your entire life that you can't wear this one shirt that you've always wanted to wear, you just like that shirt, okay? And you're just like, it's the forbidden shirt that for some reason you're just told you can't wear it. But all you want to do is wear it. You see other people wearing it. Other people wear it, but you're told that you can't. Why? I just want to wear this shirt, man. I see people wear it every day. I love those people and they wear this shirt. Why can't I wear this shirt? Of course you're going to have there's going to be a novelty to wearing the shirt. For no reason, just for no reason. Just a plain shirt that you see everyone else wearing and you can't for some reason. And you love those people who wear that shirt, but you can't. You're told it's forbidden and you're given no good reason. So yeah, of course there's going to be a novelty. Of course people are going to love it when they first get it because you've been deprived of it. It's like a breath of fresh air after being underwater for 2 minutes. Like, hello? It's just, I don't know. It's just like, for me, it's just like from point A to point B so easily.
And rebelling can sort of,
shock factor,
I imagine,
being liberated.
Be channeled into sexual type of feelings. You know what I mean? Like,
here we go. Now they're getting into the pervert shit.
There might be a certain dopamine fix from that because it's a little bit.
Yeah,
there's a little bit of sexual tingle.
Really milk it. They're yeah.
They're
so gross, right?
Interacting with definitely more than just a tingle. Quite
obvious.
Yeah.
Hold on. I thought, wait, Eggsy Landzik's a really big, let him wear the damn dress. See, they did go there. I was right. Wow. Okay. Yeah, totally, man. Eggsy Landzik, hey, I have a question for you. What happened to just let him wear the damn dress? Oh, sorry, it's actually sexual for guys now, so they can't wear the damn dress, right? Unless you're saying that it is sexual for them, that they are allowed to wear the damn dress, and you're fine with that, you pervert. Oh, is that it? Like, make it make sense. I don't get it. What happened?
Yeah.
What they
were so I mean, you know, I think about
her.
this every once in a while. I never thought about it actually until this year, 30 years after discovering my then husband Nettie's Crossdressing diaries, I realized
disgusting
that the very first times that he must have gone into the two groomers when one.
By the way, I want to point out, it's not the disgusting part. I know you guys probably know this already, but I'm emphasizing this, okay, for clarity. The disgusting part is not that she no longer found her partner attractive or that she no longer wanted to be with her partner. That happens when a partner transitions. It happens, okay? If Katie transitioned and went full beard and you know, like looked like a man, I don't know if I would stay with her because I'm simply not into guys. Okay, I can't say that I would. In that case, it would be him, obviously. But I can't say that I would stay with Katie at that point because that's not what I'm into. I would still be great friends with Katie. I would still want to be around Katie and have her in my life, but not in a romantic setting. Okay, and I'm able to admit that. But this whole like grift that she's doing is the disgusting part. Okay, she now loathes her ex because of what, you know, she did to her. In her mind, right? It was a fetish that she was chasing, right? It's just gross. It's really fucking gross because if Katie did that, if that's really what Katie wanted and that was important to her, I would support every single step of the way. I would support her. Him in that case, of course, but Katie's a her, so I would support Katie. But I can do that without being with her romantically and sexually. I can do that. I can manage that. You know why? Because I'm a normal person. These two are not normal. Neither of them. For different reasons, but this trans widow shit, like that's disgusting. So gross. Trans widow acting like they're dead. Disgusting, reprehensible pieces of shit. Did I mention I hate them?
PhD psychologist and one completely non-certified individual. He must have been cross-dressing. I would assume that there's a motivation to do that so that you can get that dopamine fix from this so-called professional who's going to say, oh, you look so good in this. You're really doing well at.
Just look at the fantasies they come up with. This is like a sex fic that they just come up with in their brains. This is what they think about. It's so grody.
So I'm going to affirm you. Do you know anything?
This is a sex fantasy.
You know, from the people you've known, have they talked about the first time they went to an affirming therapist or that type of thing? Did they, you know, dress the part?
I assume the one person I knew that definitely went to such a therapist that she was likely binding, because I think she was already binding by that point, and presenting in the way she wanted to present. And then there was I know that some people it's less about getting attention and more about feeling like.
Wait. Did she finish that? What? Tell me she finished that thought. Did she? I know that I'm high right now, but did she? Hold on, I have to hear that again.
They went to an affirming therapist.
She didn't finish that thought, did she?
Did they, you know, dress the part?
I assume the one person I knew that definitely went to such a therapist that she was likely binding, because I think she was already binding by that point, and presenting in the way she wanted to present. And then there was I know that some people it's less about getting attention and more about feeling like they're in costume when they go outside and feeling like they're safer.
Okay, that could have just been a moment of me being high. I feel like she did not finish that thought though.
And so I don't know that it's always sexually motivated. Sometimes I do think it's about the theatricalness of it and feeling like they've gone through some sort of ritual to be ready to go outside and in a way that they won't be recognized by, for instance, somebody that had mistreated them in the past.
Oh, they're being mysterious. They're disguising themselves. It's so like covert and secret, right? Like I'm hiding, like I'm a little rugrat hiding my my mischievous desires underneath my exterior, right? They don't know that I'm actually born male, right? That's how I get my kicks off. You're disgusting freaks. How it's so gross. It's so gross. It's literal sex fantasy that they're spewing out at their audience, and they just think this is okay. It's so grody. How do they think this is okay? It's so gross.
Yeah, I think there's different reasons that people.
I mean, I don't go outside.
It's genuinely giving me shivers, dude.
Or pajamas or something like that. I know that that's not so uncommon.
Is that what
these
you're
days,
into?
But I don't. I don't feel ready to face the world if I'm not, you know,
You got a
dressed
pajama
in
king.
clothes. Yeah. So I don't know. I really am against social transition, and especially with
I can tell. Yeah. Apparently, yeah.
children. I just don't see it as having the correct perspective regarding inanimate objects, which are clothing, for children.
Wait, what? I don't see it.
Having the correct perspective regarding inanimate objects, which are clothing, for children.
I don't know what that means. Inanimate, what? With the right perspective regarding inanimate objects with their... Okay, we're gonna move on.
Was there anything else that any other parts of this? I'm just going to keep it short.
I just feel like when you go out of your way to give the reinforcement on a fear that if you don't, they're going to hurt themselves. That's a
Which
very
is
different
true.
thing than just recognizing that.
It's not that they're going to, it's that they have a higher risk of it. You're risking it, okay? You're playing, you're gambling a little bit. You're doing a little bit of gamba with that. You're saying, okay, well, I love my kid, but also, like, I don't like trans people. So do I love my kid more than I hate trans people? I don't know. Let's throw the dice and see if they kill themselves, right? That's what you're doing. That you're saying, let's throw the dice and see, okay, is my kid, let's go, baby, roll that wheel. Okay, is the kid gonna kill itself? Yes or no? Let's go. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. And I'm making a joke out of it, but it's fucking gross, okay? It's disgusting. Abhorrent pieces of shit. It's a disgusting game that you are playing with your own flesh and blood. How dare you? How dare you say that you want to protect kids? You disgusting perverted freaks. Have I mentioned how much I hate you?
You decided to wear something a little bit fancier, a little bit more feminine, a little bit more masculine than I'm used to seeing you in, but you look nice still. Like, I feel like people, especially young people, need to have freedom to dress differently, and then to find out that actually no one cares that much.
Yes.
And so I think the problem now is that everyone cares a whole lot.
Yes.
When somebody changes their
It's
dressing.
because people care too much.
That becomes a means of getting attention, a means of getting reinforcement, a means of getting your way. Whereas the correct response would be tolerance.
None of this makes any sense. Can you wear the dress or not? Because you're saying it's sexual if men wear dresses, right? So can he wear that dress and be sexual in public? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that because it's so sexualized, that kids shouldn't do it? I don't understand. What's your stance? Huh? Can he wear the dress or not? Make up your mind.
Treating it as being fundamentally different from wearing more
completely incoherent.
Okay.
Just
I'm high and I know that.
Let him wear the damn dress. I've said a few times, but
yeah, let him wear the damn dress.
Huge deal out of it.
Okay, am I crazy? I feel like I'm going crazy. Didn't they just say that there's a sexual element if you're a man wearing women's clothing? Did they not say that? They did, yes? Am I misunderstanding? Chat, I'm genuinely asking. Did they not say that there is a sexual element? I swear, though. I swear they said that. They heavily implied it and danced around it. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. They already said there's a sexual element. So if you're saying there is a sexual element for a man to wear a dress, and then you say just let him wear the damn dress, what you're saying is that it's okay for kids to engage in sexual activity. That's disgusting. Or what's more likely is you don't know what the fuck you're talking about at all, which is surprising given that you've been through this system. Another possibility, of course, is that you're lying, which is the best possibility because you're a grifting piece of shit. You love attention and you project that onto trans people and claim that they're the ones that love attention, but it's actually you. And the only way that you can get that attention that you crave so badly that you transitioned and then detransitioned is to do this grift and kill kids in the process. Have I mentioned how much I hate these people?
Like it means something,
right?
That they're not what they are,
right? Because you are.
You can't even look at me. You can't even look at me while you say this shit. Look at me. Pathetic. Pathetic. Everything about that. A lot of that emotion is because I'm, like I said many times, a little bit high. But I don't. Eggsy was given the freedom to be able to do that, and understand herself better, and she wants to take that away from kids. That's happening in Ohio as we speak. If Governor DeWine signs this bill into legislation, House Bill 68, that means that kids who are trans, little girls are going to grow up developing no breast tissue, developing beards and you know, their male genitalia growing that they don't want there, presumably because they're trans. And they're just okay with that. They're okay. They are okay with little girls growing up with that shit growing on them. And that's gross, okay? That's fucking disgusting. How dare you? How dare you say that you want to protect kids? My ass. Kids are dying because of you. You know that? I want you to know that, Exulansic. You're part of a system that is killing children, okay? So fuck you. Fuck you. How dare you say that you're the one protecting kids? My ass. Go f yourself. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.